Wraith King with the dual mid.
Yeah.
But it also could be like an offlane Wraith King, which doesn't make much sense.
No, if you already have a Wisp Tiny, then all you really have is one extra hero to make a dual lane out of, and Wraith Kings doesn't necessarily function too well in dual lanes. And compared to tri-lanes, right? An aggressive tri-lanes, he's absolutely amazing, especially if you have an Ancient Apparition. If you then had another hero like a Rubik, anyone with a little bit of extra follow-up, lockdown, and control, then you can make a lot happen just between the initiation stun coming in from the Wraith King from the front lines, and then the follow-up damage just from the Chilling Touch from the Ancient Apparition. I can win you a team fight or pick off at the early levels just like that, right? But if you already have the Wisp Tiny in mid, you're lacking one hero to make that work, so it's not quite as reliable. So it's rather see him in the safe lane and pick up another offlaner that can take over that scouting role for them.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see who it's going to be. Clockwork gets banned out, and Clockwork and Beastmaster are probably your best options there. Tusk is still in the pool, but I don't really like Tusk right into Witch Doctor, Shadow Fiend, and Queen of Pain. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. But hey, old school, good old Bat Rider. One of my personal favorites, even if everyone gets so sick of seeing him. It's been long enough that we can give him a break, right?
Yeah, I really love the S4 mid Bat Rider that Alliance is running. So it's not going to be that this time around. It's going to be that standard offlane role that can still transition into the jungle, albeit at not quite at the ridiculous rates as it was before. But still, you can get your Blink Dagger. Once you do, you can just pop the Firefly, get the Flying Vision, get Initiation, and then rely on the rest of the team to come in with the Relocate, with the Ice Blast to actually ensure the pick off. So it works really well.
And it works like Doom in a way. Like, if you can jump Doom before he's able to Doom anyone with the Bat Rider, pull him into your team, your whole team kills him, you don't have a Doom to worry about at all. And that's kind of the dream scenario. They are going to go for a Lich here. I'm getting some early XP. Not to mention, if you do get that early point in Frost Armor, which very few players do, it helps Doom tank up very early in the game quite a lot against physical damage, at least. However, I just have to say, I don't really like the pick.
Well, I mean, generally, Doom Lich is one of the more popular dual lanes these days, and for good reason. You do have the tanky Doom that we're talking about, and on top of that, you have a Lich who can keep the lane sucked back, who can kind of offset the Devour from the Doom if he uses it on the creep waves, and you also have the Frost Blast as a nice little nuke just to keep them away and be threatening. Especially in this game where you only have two heroes down there, one of which is the Wraith King, who, sure, he has a stun. Up against a single offlane hero, that would be great, but if you have two, it's half as effective, really. Even less so, because you can't keep yourself safe as reliably. And then you have the Ancient Apparition, who gives you a lot of damage, but it doesn't really give you any sort of extra lockdown. So
unless you just keep them in the cold feet. Yeah. But with this team, if they've stood still long enough to get cold feeted, they're probably dead.
Yeah, actually, if they can get the combo they get the combo off with the Wraith Fire Blast and the cold feed, then that could actually mean that someone like a Lich would die. Doom, maybe not so much, but
they would at least bring the Doom low.
Yeah.
At early levels when he's not going to have as much Scorched Earth to deal with. Later levels when he sees that Wraith Fire Blast coming, he can of course pop Scorched Earth and he should be okay. I will say though, I may be completely wrong about Lich. I've just checked Stat Dota once again. This patch, he's got almost a 65% win rate.
Yeah, there you go.
So, pretty good hero, it turns out.
You can also check the win rate together with Doom, which should also be fairly high. But yeah, the pause is over. The game will start, and just to remind you guys, this is Game 2 in the Special 3 series between HellRaisers and PRIES. Two Russian teams going at each other here in the Dota 2 Champions League. An upper bracket final match. The loser of this will face Alliance for the second spot out of Group D. The winner of this already punched the ticket. My name's Dragonjump. I'm joined by Revo for the first couple of parts of this game until he has to leave. So yeah, let's take a quick look at lineup, starting with PRIES. Got Miposhka on the Doom heading to the offlane. Karts supporting him on Lich. Barash will probably soon make his way towards mid lane on that Shadow Friend. We do have Bogdavajan on the Queen of Pain. He is in the 1 position, presumably. Even with a magic stick, well, magic wand even first. Interesting build, we can talk about that in a little bit. And Metbo on the Witch Doctor here, kind of running over from the HellRaisers to this new team, it looks like. Maybe just standing in, I'm not entirely sure.
And of course, on the side of HellRaisers, we will have Afro NJ reprising his role on the Tiny. On the Wisp, it's going to be goddamn. Once again, rushing the bottle up and hopefully going to grab himself a bounty rune. They've already blocked quite a few camps in the jungle as well, trying to keep Doom from getting any decent creeps. Shockshlow will be playing the Batrider, and we'll have Nakamura the Slay, who is Yamaha, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
Their stand-in for today, and their other stand-in, the Apathy, who really could care less, but...
It's actually an interesting way to deal with the fact that you have stand-ins, even though it's... I think they're just trying out this roster, and if it works, I wouldn't be too surprised to see these two players here join the team for good, but just stick both of them in a dual lane, and then make sure that the rest of your lanes are... or the other dual lane or tri lane or whatever is only with players that have really played it with each other for quite a bit. For example, Gotham and Afan and Jay here. So you do still have that, still less communication issues there, maybe a little bit more down here in bottom lane, but interesting way to go about it, and it'll definitely maximize your chance of actually winning this match, I think.
Yeah, definitely. As they are possibly looking to be a bit aggressive, and it is that off-lane dual lane. So Doom going ahead and eating a lane creep or two, as Witch Doctor realizes, hey, wait a second, there's no creeps here. Something's up, and he's going to be able to de-ward this right now. The other ward won't actually block the hard camp, but it will give them vision for where Doom is on the map, and so if he rotates into the jungle, they're going to know it.
Yeah, that was probably just more to keep Shockshlow safe from any sort of support rotations, because I don't really think they expected Doom to be on the die side of the map for the most part in this game. At least not in the lane phase.
He did get 7 stacks up here on the Queen of Pain, and did do a lot of damage, but won't quite bring her down. So that magic wand helping out a lot. I was thinking she was predicting the Batrider mid, but of course they do run the Shadow Fiend mid instead, so...
A very good lanes, for sure.
Intelligent read, yeah.
I mean, it's... they could have run that duo offlane here with the Wraith King and the Ancient Upbridge, but as we went into the draft, it's just not as... good and not as common to do that with only dual lanes, so it's... rather easy to read these kind of lanes with the drop that they've got. The question is, you know what's coming, can you stop it? He tossed back actually on map, but in tower range he gets one shot up, but goddamn, might be the first one to fall. One more right click will do the trick. Barrage claims first blood here on the Shadow Fiend, takes quite a bit of counter damage, but not enough to actually bring him down. Very nicely done here.
But that will get him his bottle. So he's going to be able to heal up Witch Doctor, keeping him alive for the moment, just in case. But that haste room was extremely lucky for us.
Absolutely. At least made sure that Mapung got out of range of the tower before a second hit could maybe start. So that might have been enough to actually bring him down before, but wasn't the case. You're a little bit of an unfortunate position there from Gotham, not being close enough to the tower for that, but hey. Can't really expect that too much with a haste rune. It's kind of throws off any sort of items, any sort of movement timings that you may have had, even if you spot him out, leaving another lane or something.
Oh no, and I just want to point out that PRIES have accidentally blocked their own camp.
Oh well, that's annoying. That is actually really, really bad, because Shadow Fiend, I mean, we all know what the Shadow Fiend does with stacks on jungle, don't really have to go into it too much, but... Well, he's still keeping ahead in last hits, it just makes it much, much more necessary for him to do so.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and it's probably one of those things where it's a few pixels off. I don't know that word block very well, but Barash in a bit of trouble. Looks like he will be okay. He'll just turn around, and both these heroes having very low armor in the early game means that Shadow Fiend's physical damage is really going to hurt. And Tiny does have that stout shield, but it's not going to do enough right now, I don't think.
Oh, Bhaktavijan, look at him. Got 6 stacks on top of him, barely survived thanks to stick charges once again after the blink out, so... Yeah, Shockshlow, he's not quite out-leveling the Queen of Pain, but he's getting quite a lot of CS up here now, because he's finally been able to kind of zone him out. He's out of region though, still has a mango for the mana, but that's about it.
Oh. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Afro Ninja just avatosses the Witch Doctor, and unfortunately, I don't think he can heal those wounds.
No, not quite. I missed that one, but yeah, it's just the nature of the Tiny sometimes. You just
to be fair, Dragon Drop, you only missed it because it was an instant kill, pretty much. He just came up, Avatos dead.
My poor heart. Why do you gotta do that to me, guys? Oh well.
I mean, chat will still flame, but let's chat.
I would be disappointed if they didn't, to be honest.
Exactly. A little bit of a toss in there onto Verash, just trying to keep him safe here. Picking up that kill for Afro Ninja is going to help a lot, though. It'll get him a Quelling Blade and his Bracer, so it looks like he is going to go for the drum build once again. And I mentioned last game that Wisp not having boots early game. With the drum coming up early for Afro Ninja, it can kind of make up for the Wisp's lack of boots, because he is at 336 move speed with the tether up, but now Afro Ninja has identified the real Shadow Fiend. They want to go in, a raise to connect, though, and they will take him down, just distracting him with the bait of the Wisp right there. Very nicely played.
That looked really, really masterful. Now Shashlo, he finds Medpum. Don't know that he can actually catch up, but he already has 2 charges. There's the flame break. Does not actually connect as Medpum turns around, but should still fall here with the Firefly coming out. Thanks to that extra mana from Goddamn here. Very nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately those Centaurs were not interested in killing him off, so... HellRaisers getting a good start this game, and they actually had a pretty poor start last game and managed to recover very nicely, so...
Yep. Do think
however, we are seeing PRIES get farmed
yeah.
this game, which was one of the big problems last game. In the early game, I want to say Tiny was like tripling the Queen of Pain's CS. This game, that's definitely not happening.
Yeah, that's top of that shot. And Queen of Pain and Doom left him on his field, and that is going in PRIES' favor, especially this bottom lane. Poshka had pretty much free farm here. There's only so much that you can do as a Wraith King, plus an Ancient Apparition, as we've talked about. Especially since the level 3 Scorch Earth is up and running. Even he doesn't really have the best creep, so he will probably be looking for something else. Even the Centaur only has the War Stomp, so you kind of want to have either the Region Creep, the Satyr, the big one, or the Armor Creep, the Wild Wing, or maybe sometimes even the Alpha Wolf, which is actually very useful early on. Just, they're gonna go for it here. Cards, he will get follow blocked down. No, not quite. The Cold Feet will not connect.
Ooh.
So the Apathy will actually fall here to the Doom, and the secondary stun from Yamaha will secure that kill, but at what cost? Feed another kill to Miposhka, and now the Healing Self will get out a reasonable amount of health, but now he's being slowed down by Bogdavajan with... yeah, they're running him down slowly but surely. He doesn't have his ultimate yet.
Oh!
Only level 4.
You know, if he hadn't thrown that stun, Quap would have thrown her ult out.
Oh man. That would have been at least something else off of that, but yeah, as it stands, their lane not going the way that they really would have wanted it to.
I will admire the early rotation for Queen of Pain, but Batrider, he's found himself a stack here.
Nice.
And a courier!
Oh no, what's on the courier? That's a bottle.
Okay, he's not going to get the courier yet, but maybe on the way back. Oh, he'll just leave, because... Yeah, you can't risk it there, really.
Oh, Yamaha. I think I'm to die for this.
Doom.
He doesn't quite have mana for the Doom. And the tower's starting to work away. The Apathy we see too, so... Not going for that, especially since there's enough mana for another stun. And the Scorch Earth is running out.
It is interesting... Like, you were criticizing his creep choice early game. Honestly, your creep choice early game, you don't want to get the Centaur anymore, simply because it doesn't have the aura, and it costs you a lot of mana, and you really need that mana to sustain your Devour, and now to sustain the Scorched Earth span that basically keeps you alive in lane. I really favored the Blue Ogre with the Frost Armor that's like 9 armor there, because with Lich, that is... You're up to really high levels of armor at that point.
It's not like he consciously shows this creep, it's the best one that he has available between these two. Right?
Yeah.
The center and the
meanwhile, mid lane.
For NJ here, barely kept alive, but damn. That was...
Had a nice cast bounce.
Shachlo.
Uh-oh.
He just got the lasso up to me Poshka, and that's a much needed kill. Card, he's still down here. He's looking for... What's he doing? He was...
Oh, he's just...
baiting! Oh my god! Fuck that was John here. Gets a Sonic Wave with 2 heroes, brings it down. Shashlo, not long for the world either. One more right click should do it, but he's techy enough. Thanks to Franco. Oh god, wow. He almost dies. There we go. Just playing a little bit of toss. Chicken toss, and now the avalanche.
Oh?
Fuck that was John. He doesn't have enough mana for another TP now. He's going, committing on to F and NJ. Will win that duel as well, and this is just sloppy from both sides really sometimes. I mean, most of them from HellRaisers just running into that bait. I was really questioning Lich because I didn't see Bogdanovic with the rotations. I should have really expected it because that's what he's been doing last night as well, constantly.
He just
when
kind
he
of
played
walked
the
up
Queen
like,
of Pain.
I'll take this creep. Oh, and look, Quap's here. Let's kill him.
And that's what Bogdanovic will do on the Queen of Pain all the time. Just whenever there's any opportunity, even from the one position out of the safe lane, if there's any sort of opportunity to rotate and get a kill, win the other lanes, he's going to do it. He's the first one to press the TP button. So
looks like everybody's just the disconnect here.
Yeah. Well, two players on opposite teams. That's interesting.
Yeah, been an interesting game though so far, and honestly, I don't see this tilting either way. Last game we saw the Tiny getting very far ahead in farm early on, and that was the way HellRaisers was really able to snowball. They don't have as much push to close the game out if they do snowball, not to mention they're falling behind in farm a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit.
Well, if you have a Tiny, it's pretty much all the push you need, right?
That is true. Yeah.
PRIES, though, as you said, it's not quite as good. All they really have is the right clicks. Don't get me wrong, it's like a lot of good right clicks between the Shadow Fiend and the Doom can also hit decently if he builds like that. I think that's going to be more of a problem for PRIES if the game is later than would be for the HellRaisers.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, another problem that we have not yet seen, as the Ancient Apparition is not level 6 yet, is that Ultimate Fizz, and that has a potential to put a stop to a lot of shenanigans that PRIES is doing, because they don't only have the Doom that's being shut down by that, but also the Witch Doctor with the Voodoo Restoration. And it's all your sustain basically down the drain, and then if the Tiny is there with a Blink Dagger, which I assume he's going for, does he have the drums on Curry now? No. As we're talking about, not quite having that amount of farm, falling behind a little bit as opposed to, compared to last game at least.
Yeah, Doom is going for drums as well on the other side. And Queen of Pain already working on Ags, it looks like, with the Point Booster on the Courier.
Yep. That would be definitely useful. Especially with the kind of game that he's playing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what else is going on? Chargelo. I mean, we see him use that first lasso to good effect, and he's now taking some time. Looks like to farm his own Blink Dagger in the jungle. So they didn't really get him too many stacks. It looks like, because of course Ancient Apparition was busy trying to help out Brave King and was busy trying out helping out Tiny in mid. Could have. I don't know if they already took some stacks. Though.
He did get a couple stacks on the other side of the river.
Yeah, that is true.
So. He does have a decent amount of gold for this point in the game, especially with Batrider's kind of lackluster jungling now that he's been nerfed. I mean, stacking for him is of course good, but if you have other things that you can prioritize over that are going to get you kills in the early game and help your carries farm early on, getting the Batrider stacks isn't as important. He's a bit more adept at killing with the improved Flame Break, simply because sticking Napalm can add a lot more damage to Flame Break now because it's more than one instance.
Yep.
So
another hero that could really benefit from jungle stacks would be Tiny as well. That could really be one of these things to jumpstart his farm, but then again, at the same time, you're also running the slight risk that PRIES are doing something like this, smoking up now, working to the Radiant side jungle. If they spot out stacks here, and they can find an opening for the Shadow Fiend to come and get it, that's kind of a shot in the foot. They might find Alpha Ninja though. He's down on low ground. He will make his way down though. Interesting.
Yeah. And he's going to be cleaning up this creep camp real quick. Looks like Doom's going to back off. He does get a boulder and some potential mini Dooms.
Yeah. Those are quite hilarious to watch, actually. But...
yeah.
Okay, they're gonna go now.
Doom. Wait a second.
They have the Doom available. Don't quite throw it up. There's the cask, locking them down. There's the Doom. Onto the Tiny. Got them still alive though, but he's being run down by the actual Doom proper. Oh, with the relocate comes out.
Oh wait, no.
The ultimate won't follow though.
Chain Frost.
They have to separate now. As soon as they see that, yeah, that should be done.
Okay.
This is not.
Meanwhile, they're Shadow Fiend getting the mid tower.
This is not a failed video, so actually, once again, exceptionally good play from Goddamn. Not just surviving himself, barely, but also having the presence of mind to get to relocate onto Alpha Ninja. Very well done. And that looked like a really good initiation with the cask. I mean, they were running way outside of any sort of creep range. And normally you see that kind of stuff just wreck people. But do you actually agree with the Doom on the Tiny, or would you?
I think that's the best thing to do, honestly. He has the most kill potential of any hero, I'd say almost in the game.
Oh, there's another fight coming up. There's the Avalanche. They find Barash. No one's died just yet, and he's on the high ground now with plenty of helps. Now they have to run away. God, that might be the sacrificial lamp, and he will. Walked over Jan with the Sonic Wave, bringing him down, and now they're still on the run. Poshka with that Scorched Earth still has quite a decent time on it. Chargeflow here trying to help out. Alpha Ninja turns around for another combo, but it's not enough to bring anyone down. And
yeah, the reason they doomed Tiny, though, like you saw that right there with the Queen of Pain, it's Queen of Pain down to half health from full health. Just the Tiny combo. And that is enough to kill one of your supports at this point.
Yep. Alright. So it's more of the case of we fear the Tiny more than we fear not getting the pick off on him.
Yep.
Okay. Oh well, at the very least, that means some space for Wraith King here, down on the bottom lane, all this action around the mid. And the Apathy as well, he got his level 6 now, so it's kind of has to be the backup plan for HellRaisers, but Wraith King is not exactly the kind of hero that can work exceptionally well from behind, at least not alone. So it's actually
he is holding on to his ult point.
Oops.
Possibly.
He's backing up gold. If he wanted the treads, he would have finished him off already. So
it's quite late though.
Yeah, I think they feel that they have to relocate to Barash. They find him here, and that's a nice little pickup. That's exactly what they need. There's a Chain Frost here that will bounce once. Got them still alive though. Now they might get another kill here. Pull relocate comes back out again. The toss not coming out, but the earn is not enough thanks to Medpom joining. That was pretty damn close to see. We almost saw another situation like the last game where they get 2 for bread of 1 relocate. Pretty damn close, but it was not to be the summer.
At least forces Witch Doctor to expend some mana, but
yep.
It does get a blink for Tiny. He hasn't actually finished the drum, but Wisp does have boots this time around, so the drum may not be as necessary. And getting that blink for that initiation and possibly disengage is big, but they're smoked up behind Doom. They're going to spot Tiny. Can they make anything happen? The Boulder going to fly onto the Wraith King, who may skill up his ult if he feels danger, but it's taken them a long time to initiate here. And they have to back off, because they know at this point Batrider might be ready to rotate in.
Yep. What happened there was Gotham was sitting up here on the high ground, and had the Wisp balls going, so the smoke was popped, and he also spotted the Doom out with the Wisp balls, and then the tether out to Yamaha. Can't get him out of range of Doom even if he wanted to throw it out, but he's still looking. At least they will secure the tier 1 tower, but it will be a trade, as the tier 1 top also falls to the Apathy Chargeflow here.
Oh, but an AI Splash is not going to hit anything of much value.
But
yeah, he'll be fine though.
That's really 1-for-1 trade for the time being. At the same time though, this middle lane tower also takes quite a punishment. So overall, HellRaisers just dodging that movement, just making sure that the PRIES can't really play their game. I think that's really, really smart. Especially if you watched yesterday and the way the PRIES have been playing their games. They are a heavily momentum-based lineup, at least it looked like the other day. So denying him these kind of pickoffs with a Doom off cooldown, that's I think the way to go for a HellRaiser squad with a Tiny that they're working really well with.
They're gonna scout this out with an Ice Blast though, and it's gonna be a big one this time.
I don't think it's enough to actually might scare them off, but there's no one actually from HellRaisers in there to benefit off of this. It's kind of the downside. Could have relocated in at the same time, potentially with the Alpha Ninja, but instead they're opting to put on some pressure on this tier 2. They don't quite get the trade, and that's a win for PRIES, all things considered.
Yep. And drag and drop with that, I'm gonna have to call it a day.
Alright.
Thanks for having me, and good luck with the rest of the
Thanks for joining me. Alright, so Revo's gone. He has school to go to. I think he's college right now, yeah. So that leaves only me, and that means I'll probably try and keep the pace down a little bit low. I am a little bit sick as well, so I'm not in best condition to keep high casting. I'll try my best though, going forward. But for now, very slow game, very slow-paced game, as I said just now. It's really famous HellRaisers. They have time to get their items up. Tiny now has that blink, opting to not finish up the drums. Actually, feeling that he's he values the blink more in this situation. I definitely do agree. Now Barra, he has to be super careful. He does have haste rune, but he can be bursted down rather quickly. That is still the Shadow Fiend with 1200 health points. He did have some health though, so HellRaiser's not been comfortable actually going for that just yet. Yeah. And there's also another blink on Doom, and Tiny just finished up the drums now, so it's what I expected. There's a relocate coming. Where's that actually going to the top here with Shotchlow? Found me Poshka all alone. Yeah. Of course, he already has the blink working on a 4-staff. Making perfect use of that, going to Riposhka, and that's exactly the kind of game plan that they drafted for. These are the kind of things that they keep wanting to keep doing with that Batrider. I was talking about in a draft about having someone else to scout for you for the Wisp Tiny Relocate as well as the Ice Blast. Batrider does that and more because he doesn't just scout, he can only hold someone in place for the time it takes for it to at least relocate in. The Ice Blast, of course, it really depends on the distance whether you can actually still get that off or not.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But it is a very powerful combo, and that'll give them some more breathing space. Shasha has to be careful now not to get doomed up, but the blink will be there. The doom range not quite long enough, and even the smoke, just to give them the extra bit of move speed in. Only have Madpom here, who might actually be able to still spot him out. These trees are gone. Chachel will blink to the other side and should not be caught with any sort of shackles. Or casts, for that matter. Meanwhile, the rest of HellRaisers are in mid. They're looking to take down this tier 1. And that's something that we haven't seen a lot of. I mean, just taking towers. Only 3 towers down here across both teams. Now the Glyph comes out. Do you want to fight this? They only have Bowers and Cartier. That's potentially very dangerous here with a quick blink from Tiny, so just gonna let's go once again, go for the trade up top. Now there's an Ice Blast coming in. Relocate is off cooldown if they want to go for this. They definitely can, but there it is. Relocate. Where is it actually going? It's a little bit too far south, but they are smoked out. Blink forward. They do catch Madpom here, toss in the air. Should be able to finish him off with one last right click. Now, whoa, hello, Shuttl's there as well. He catches me, Poshka in the trees, and Yamar comes in with a follow-up stun. They don't quite bring him down. There's a Doom with the Frost Blast from the Lich, going left, right, and center. The Tiny will actually fall, and they don't actually bring him down. Now, Wraith King, next one on the list, he does not have his ultimate. He's still, I think he still has some skill points in his bench. Just shows not to use it there. Just, they would have killed him twice, right? That's the thing that you can do with Wraith King if you aren't pressured all that often. You can just hold on to your skill points, and then for the first time, if you know that you're would be dying twice anyway, you just don't skill your ultimate so it doesn't trigger. So then your skill let you still have it, it's not on cooldown.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, that turnaround not quite going the way that HellRaisers expected. So they take a tier 2 off that with nothing really that HellRaisers can do. I mean, they use their relocate, they use the Ice Blast, they use their lasso. They're still trying to lace a little bit with Afon NJ, who, well, there was some good pace too. Oh wow, they find Shashli. He is blinking out there before any sort of damage can come in. He does have another lasso now, so God actually taking quite a bit of damage from all of that. Still, he should be safe. Relocate, never mind. Shacho, they will blink up on top of him. Squad will fall. There's the last ultimate Poshka. Do they have any damage? Bowers is here as well. Has a little bit. Channels that up here. Does a little bit of slow and a little bit of damage here. Afon NJ will get relocated out. Shacho will be the sacrificial lamb. Ice Blast a little bit too late to even help. And that's kind of the problem that you have with that kind of skill, especially since it's only level 1, so it's not enough to actually kill someone that is at this amount of health. That was a level 2 Axe Scepter Ice Blast, and Doom could have potentially died from that alone, from where it was at health-wise, but at least they get the kill on the Lich, at least they get out again. That's more than they've been able to do on the last fight. And Chachlo, yeah, he dies, sure, but he's kind of where he needs to be right now on the Batrider. Has to play still at a decent pace on his 4-staff. That's all they really need it for. The big thing will be just to keep making more space for the Wraith King. I think that's the game plan right now. Just to get more mileage out of the Midas, make sure that he gets to level 16 as quickly as possible, which is also one of the reasons I think that Midas on Wraith King isn't really all that bad, because it gets you to the level 16 super quick. And also to get his item progression on track. He hasn't had the best early game. Goddamn, will get caught out. Easy pick off, even with the Glimmer Cape that he actually already has picked up, so. And with as farm as Chachlo actually, so. A little bit surprising, but hey, he's been part of a lot of kills. Thanks to these relocates in the laning stage. Yeah, that pickup alone means that Tiny can't really commit too much without having that safety, so PRIES take advantage of that by putting pressure on this tier 2 tower. We do have the Wraith King with his level 2 ultimate now at the front lines. And there's another Ice Blast, maybe that hits? Nah, it doesn't. Just a little bit too short, PRIES sidestepping that entirely. And with that, it gets harder to actually defend this here. Need a good initiation here. This would be a good toss, but you kind of need the Ice Blast here to just counteract all the seal that's coming out, especially with the mechanism on Barrage. And we talked about that, but it's also that burst seal can make sure that you are not as susceptible to this tiny burst. That you can still survive through that, or after that here, when all it would have taken otherwise would be one more swing of that fist. Yeah. This game, PRIES definitely in a much better spot. I mean, we can take another good grass. It's holding more or less steady here at about 3-4k gold advantage. Experience between 2 and 3k in their favor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But the time is ticking. I said that before. Doom, he has gone for the blink dagger, so for the max initiation build, you could say. Super movement, super initiation, blink, phase, drum of endurance, plus scorched earth. He can be across the map very fast, but there's a lasso here, there's the Ice Blast coming in, they will get the Lich. Nicely done. Relocate even. Was it a relocate? Yeah, it was a relocate coming in. Don't actually see the time on him, but yeah, they should be able to. Yeah, there it is. They will get out. Wise decision. I said you sidestep there, but they're not done yet. Miposhka, he does have the Doom available if he wants to throw it out. Throws a stun instead, and Chachel blinks out. Yeah. He don't really want to throw the Doom onto Wraith King. He is tanky enough that he won't instantly die and respawn, so you can get him a second time before the rest of the team comes. So if you really wanted that kill, you would have had to commit, and at that point HellRaisers would have been able to come back at you. But this might be a little bit different here. If they go on the apathy, Barish is there, gets a couple of right clicks up, but Miposhka as well, blinking from across. There's an Ice Blast available, and you'll have to use it now, especially with the slow coming out. Can they turn around on this? Not really, not with the Wraith King at least, and it's one of the better counters if you can pull it off. As a Shadow Fiend up against the Wraith King, just bring him down once, and then you have all the time in the world to channel up your ultimate and blow him up a second time. Yeah, Tiny not being there kind of stopped any sort of... without Tiny there, you just can't take these kind of engagements. You can't really trade efficiently, and now that's a relocate up top to try and save a help. As Joshua came around the woodwork. Queen of Pain was all of a sudden not enough to save the tower. Now they will trade 1-for-1, but PRIES, they're on the high ground. They're looking for more. They're looking for the tier 3. Relocate comes back out. Chachlo does have a TP, but does not have a lasso. Ice Blast will hit on only one. Alpha Ninja gets the stun off on the Bow Rush. They can bring him down. That'd be great, but there's the Doom coming out, as well as the Frost Blast. He's taking so much burst damage, and he will fall to a couple of extra right clicks. Wraith King a little bit tired to the party. He still gets the stun up on Bow Rush. Up from Chachlo on the back. They will get that extra kill. Buyback comes out. Alpha Ninja does not quite find anyone with the avalanche, but Mapon, he's just too slow, so that'll be another collateral kill. 3 heroes for buyback, I guess that's alright. It's annoying a little bit that you have to use it on Tiny, but he was able to finish up his Aghanim Scepter, and that's all that really counts. It'll just accelerate his farm to a point where you're just okay with not getting as much gold from any sort of kill or any sort of creep for a little while. Especially if they can now turn us around onto PRIES and claim another tier 2 of their own. That will equalize the tower advantage, or the tower situation. Even Ice Blast here to screen and bog down. It didn't quite hit cut with the Ice Blast, unfortunately, but the lasso is all it needs to actually bring down the poor little Lich. It's another nice little pick out. They're picking apart PRIES right now. It's pressing the advantage here when some heroes are down, just go for more pickoffs with the lasso, keeping it on cooldown as much as you can. And that's really the way to go for them here. And yeah, there's an ancient stack. I believe it was a triple stack that FNNJ has been able to farm up now. And just finished up the axe, just bought back, and still, again, 1700 gold in his bank. And it's just the tiny factor, right? Speaking of axe though, let's one on Doom. That will be very useful. It will now disable passives. Or will it? Or will disable items? I can never remember, but yes. It's much better now. It lasts for a hell of a long time. It does a lot of pure damage, especially once it hits level 3. It'll be 80 pure damage for 15 seconds at least. And of course, if you stay in range of the Doom, that timer will not go down. Alright, Roshan next on the list. They do have a decent amount of damage to bring it down. There's an Ice Blast, but once again there's no... Oh hell, this time around the relocate will come in. Ice Blast will hit on a couple of heroes. But where's Tiny? They didn't bring Tiny. Ninja is still up here. God, they missed the Tiny, and PRIES will realize that now. Will happily return back. Might lose their tier 3 for though. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but without a Tiny they can't possibly fight. They're still looking for it though. Not quite sure that's the best idea. Miposhka dropping very low there, step for though. And that's the Wraith King going down. Queen of Pain looking for the apathy in the back, throws out the ultimate to bring down that ancient apparition. Will be able to do so with the last bit of damage over time. They do bring down a Doom. Funnily enough, they did delay this Roshan a significant bit, but Barra should be able to finish him off alone. That'll be the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend, but hey, at what cost? The Drax is going down. Alpha Ninja might die for the privilege. Glimmer Cable keeping him alive for the time being. Goddamn, does not have mana for a tether. And that'll be those two heroes going down, and that is... There's a lot more than they would have wanted to pay for this, but at least they got the melee racks down. 28 minutes in, that is a really, really good advantage to have. Especially against heroes that don't necessarily deal too well with mega creeps. When Shadow Fiend, sure, he has the raises. Or super creeps, I should say. He does have the raises. Queen of Pain has some AoE as well. But that's where it stops, right? I mean, I guess Doom can just hack away at them with a Scorch Earth taken away. And of course the Shiva's Guard now, finish off the Queen of Pain. Also tends to help. It's not all yet for HR, they have to hold on to the base. They have a Glyph, but they don't have the Tiny, no buyback on him, and that'll make it really, really hard. Because that Wraith King, he's nowhere near where he wants to be. Ice Blast comes in, only onto Barish, only grazes him. So that tier 3 will probably go down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Trying to delay this as long as they can for time to come back. Nice little blink lasso onto Bhakta Johnson. That should be a dead Queen of Pain. Very nicely done. That should keep PRIES away, and now is the time for HellRaisers to get more. Wraith King doesn't have his ultimate though. He has to be super careful. He will actually die. That's not a level 3 ulti, mate. Used it in the pit. That was just a casual feed right there. That's all I can really say. But Rush still hanging around. Still has that Aegis, of course. So kind of wants them. He wants HellRaisers to come and kill him right now. What they may not know though is that Wraith King at least has a buyback available, so that can be potential turnaround factor. There it is. Blink Doom onto Alpha NJ. And there's the buyback now. That should mean the PRIES gets that out. They wasted Doom, but they traded for the buyback, and that should be good enough. Shashlo, he does not have his lasso, but he's just trying to freak them out. Miposhka, he's slowed down by the Ice Vortex, and that might actually be a kill, and it is. We've got them linking up with that Badge Rider. Whatever you can get at this point is just so crucial for HellRaisers. Not losing the racks, getting a couple of pickups in return. I'm going to spend a buyback, of course, on Wraith King Slugs, because that'll... of course, impact his item progression. He's still sitting at like 9,000 gold, not even that. The Wisp is right behind him. just imagine that. Goddamn, has a freaking Lotus Orb. He's almost more fun than his one position Wraith King. But yeah, of course, the real one position is the Tiny. We always knew that. The Wraith King is just there to provide a secondary target for Doom, just to make sure that you have someone else to worry about in team fights, I guess. To have a little bit of extra control, life stealing, and all that cool jazz. Yeah, shots on Yamaha, they're smoked up, looking for someone down here at the bottom. Not gonna find anyone. But they will find some creeps that they will need. It's going to turn into a little bit of a different game once his Wraith King hits level 16 though. Once he has that 60-second cooldown, you can, if you then get a grip on the, get a foothold essentially on the other side of the map, outside of the dire side base, you can basically just have the Wraith King on front lines, soak up damage, wait for an opportunity to come in, and then if he dies, if he gets bursted down and comes back up, well, you either decide, alright, can we take the fight from this position? If yes, alright, you go for it. If not, you just walk out, maybe with help of the 4-star here from Chargelo, and then reset, re-engage, do the same thing 60 seconds later.
Invisibility.
Priest was smoked up as well. Let's take a look at some more items. Lich looks like he's going for some sort of loads of himself with the plate mail as well as the void stone. Not quite there yet, of course. Quinnipiac, we talked about the Shiva's Guard, very nice, very cost-effective item for her. Gives you a lot of mana to play with. Gives you some slow to help catch up, help get some extra right clicks in. Witch Doctor working on Agnum Scepter after the Glimmer Cave, not quite there yet, has nothing on the courier, so he's still about 2,000 gold off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And that Death Ward actually, if that is an Agnum Scepter Death Ward, that can be quite devastating for HellRaisers too. Especially if they have the Tiny there. If they get locked down after we relocate close to each other, then they're just going to be wrecked by that Death Ward, that's all I can really say. But yeah, HellRaisers, they're looking to use that Aegis if they can. It's going to be reclaimed in a very short amount of time, actually, so... There's no glyph. Manibrax take quite some pounding. There he is. Blink, BKB, Lasso, they do get Barush, and the BKB already expired just now. Perfect timing on their part. That's them going down. Bhakta his ultimate not doing nearly enough, and that was a Lich ultimate. It got reflected! Oh my god, I was like, what the hell? Lich is on their team! But no, it got reflected with the Lotus Orb, and now Mad Me will be next one to fall. That's a 5-man wipe! Don't quite have an idea how that actually went on. But it started with that great pick off here. Shacho showing off that BKB, making sure that you can't be interrupted with anything less than a Doom, and even then, bringing down Barrage at the exact time when the Aegis was expiring. So he was down a drain, and then that Lotus Orb, I don't quite know. Didn't quite see where Lich put his ultimate on. But I'm pretty sure that the only ultimate that I actually saw flying about was the one that did so much damage to Priest. And yeah, with that, it's just easy just walking up the high ground and just slaying the Rex of your own with that Tiny. Only gonna get pretty damn low, but at the same time, the creeps are finishing off the range racks on top, so big advantage coming their way. And this is the point that HellRaisers was waiting for. Look at these grass. Just look at it. That was an even game when it comes to network before that fight, and now 7,500 once it updates completely. Same for experience, and yeah. It's just a tiny effect as well. Alpha Ninja, he has managed to finish up Soul Cuirass. Still 3k gold in the pack now. Wraith King starting to get into his own. More of a utility role here, more of the tanking role. Looking for Meltzer now to provide a little bit of extra damage, it looks like, with that. So with an extra gloves of face, but yeah. Blink Blade Mail. Useful. Okay, there's another pick off. That's no Frostblast here. Barush comes at you from the side, but oh god, I'm not quite dead yet, even with the Sonic Wave ultimate. And goddamn, well, should be able to right click him down. No, unless he can tether up top on Ninja, that works. They can't even kill the Wisp at this point, that's gotta be frustrating. They even throw the Doom on him. And they don't get to deny, so the swing was just a little bit too late from Tiny, but hey, that is just frustration right there coming up from Priest. Throwing out the Doom on a Wisp that has like 50 health points to spare. There's just, alright, we have to get something. We spent so much time here. We just have to. Oh man. Alright. Barush. It's gotta be an MKB. That is a rapey. Maybe crit stick. All things considered. I kinda do question, if you wanna go for Daedalus, why don't you go for the Chrysalis first? I mean, I haven't done the math, but it seems like it would be more effective damage. Speaking of damage, Alpha Ninja is looking to do something to this tier 2 tower. This will fall, but now he's all alone. Or maybe not so much. Shadow comes in, smoked up over the cliff. He locks down Barrage, but Alpha Ninja, he's being locked down. There's the Death Ward. And yeah, he will actually fall here. Gotham is not there to try and help him out this time, so it's him going down. Wraith King is well down in the bottom lane. In the bottom line, he will come back up. But now it's only him and Shacho. Now finally Gotham. He relocated in to try and help out. It's John maybe a little bit too deep at the cast bouncing around. Extremely useful, but hey, there's the blink forward. John with the Glimmer Cape will keep him safe, and now Wraith King might fall a second time. He Blade Mails try to teleport out, but it's not going to happen. Not with Frostblast at the ready again. So that's not exactly the kind of fight that HellRaisers would have wanted for. I guess they created space for PRIES, but Range Barracks hasn't taken any extra damage. At least they got the tier 2, right? That's what they were ultimately looking for. Maybe take a fight on the back of the Shacho jumping in. What they didn't quite expect was that the entire lineup was there to fight up against them, and then I don't know where Goddamn was. If he was with the Tiny beforehand, then would have been a little bit different if they kept him alive a little bit longer, but as it stands, it's actually what? Oh no, he didn't. He didn't. He did. The apathy, you monster! Oh my god. That is an Aghanim Scepter level 2 Ice Blast, and I was briefly mentioning it earlier. That is where it gets really scary. He even has the Midas to... that helped him get there, and will also help him get to level 3 ultimate. And that's just the most frustrating thing. The most frustrating way to die. If you're already back at base, yeah, I'm fine, and then the Ice Blast comes in, and there's nothing you can do. I guess these days the Glimmer Cape can help, just mitigate some of that damage over time. But still. Yeah, that's actually a long death time. He did have cooldown, still has it available. Don't think he'll have to use it here, but then again, that's Tiny, who's pretty damn strong, pretty fast bringing down towers, especially if they pick up the Doom here. Blink, BKB, 4 staff out, and that should be a dead Doom at one point. There's the Death Ward though, doing some pretty good work, and FNJ looks like he will be bursted down by it, but no, the relocate out is there in time. And he was seeing Doom, that was really hard to see with all these effects, but they will keep him alive, they will come right back. And 3 heroes are down from the side of PRIES, and this looks like a Death Ward Barrage. Blink forward, pops the BKB to protect himself. Buyback comes back from Doom as well as the Queen of Pain. Wraith King now, he's actually being one having to be helped out by Goddamn as the cast bounces around on the back. And this is the last end for PRIES there, another blink forward, doesn't quite get the stun up, but Alpha Ninja's there, still has a blink available. Good opportunity here to get a multi-hero stun if it wants to. Just comes in from the high ground, that's another Ice Blast, hits in Barrage, as well as from Poshkash, and that should be a dash Shadow Fiend now. Or is it here, the Glimmer Cape, keeping him alive much longer, so he gets his ultimate off. That's the Wraith King will be coming right back, but now, HellRaisers. With all of the stuff that's going on, they're dropping very low on health and mana, so they have to retreat now. But hey, Space created these mid-range tracks at down for the count. The Priest is still holding on. Holding on by a thread, but there's so many buybacks used in that fight though, that they won't be able to do that again. Yeah, no one has buyback. It's on the cooldown timer for me, Poshka, Barrage, as well as Bogdavajan, and those are your 3 cores. Buyback from Witch Doctor Lich, it doesn't really matter at this point if they already used their ultimates. Now this guy's gonna get much higher because the Tiny is sitting at 20.5k net worth. If he blinks up to the high ground, he will see 3 heroes. And will make a beeline for the exit here. Yeah, I did not relocate in for this, but he's made his way over to help out FNG. Does not quite get the tether across, but it doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, Roshan, the big guy's back up, so no big surprise to see both teams jockeying for position around the pit. But that's the benefit of being 2 racks up. Super Creeps are pushing in, so PRIES, they can't commit to this Roshan. If they did, they would lose tier 4s. Potentially relocate inside their own base. It's kind of damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of situation, because I feel like with this Aegis, HellRaisers should have this game in the back. They have space enough on NJ. Of course, Wraith King has that inbuilt Aegis of his own. Even has the cheese now, so with that they can just bully down this bottom lane Rax. Don't quite think that Tiny has enough for buyback reload or buyback boots to travel in. Not quite enough, but with the tower going down, you should. So essentially, you have 2, 3, arguably 4 lives. You have goddamn heals you up for that much value. Yeah, it's gonna be a really hard defense here for PRIES. I don't really see how they can do this. Doom at this point is ineffective unless you get it off on the IO, or unless you kill the IO. He's just gonna relocate out whoever's doomed. So it's like whatever. They need a really good team fight. They need a lot of mileage out of that Shadowfiend ultimate as well. But they have no real way of setting up for that. They have no vacuum. They have no Earthshaker. They have Witchstalker, which cast can be annoying. They have Queen of Pain, which is little to no control factor. A little bit with the Sheep's Guard, I guess, but it's nothing that can really manipulate positioning. So they're gonna go in, shot low, find someone. That's going to be Miposhka with an ultimate. 4-star back, and that's the Ice Blast coming in. Grazes too, it looks like, and Nessa Depot. They're actually doing quite a bit of work with that Aghanim Center they've been able to pick up, but it's just not enough. It's not enough. Nakamura will fall for the first time, and that's the only casualty so far. Half an NJ still alive and kicking, tossing around people like it's his job, and frankly it is. But yeah, GG, well played is called, and HellRaisers. This game 2 didn't quite look as smooth as the first one, but they claim it anyway. On the back of some very solid gameplay and just countering out PRIES' playstyle. Not letting them get too far ahead in the early game, and then just relying on your ability to stay out of trouble. Get your farm on the Tiny. Yeah, really utilize Shachel as well in the Bat Rider. Some really good Bat Rider play together with that Whispery Locate, and yeah, ultimately that's what kept PRIES outside of the base for HR for the most part. Great high ground defense as well on the one occasion where PRIES was able to walk up.